At Beacon, we keep our promise. Renwick and Thompson and Subway.
It's the season for sorrel, a sweet drink sorrel. It's the season for sorrel, a sweet drink sorrel. Your favorite flavored soft drink now comes in a limited edition sorrel flavor. Enjoy a cool sorrel sweet drink this Christmas. Available in 591 ml packet sizes. Sweet drink, we drink. It's the season for sorrel, a sweet drink sorrel.
Proudly produced in Grenada by the Grenada Bottling Company Limited.
Are you looking for convenient shopping? A place where you can shop with no worries or hassle? What about variety, quality, affordability? For a comfortable service with warmth and joy, shop at S. Kumar, located on Melville Street, St. George's in Grand Anse, at the Lance Pines Roundabout. S. Kumar is open 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Thursday, 8:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Friday, and 8:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Saturday. Contact S. Kumar on 440-7447 or 435-7447. Visit skumargrenada.com. Facebook and Instagram, simply search for skumar.grenada for an A-class quality, unmatched bargains, topped with friendly and reliable staff. Come to S. Kumar Variety Store.
We plan for every major life event, from birthday parties to baptisms, and celebrating a life well lived deserves the same thoughtful planning. Beacon's Rest Easy plan is designed to give your loved ones the comfort of knowing that they can do just that. With no underwriting and cover for up to 6 family members that includes certain injuries, this plan can be yours for as little as 75 cents per day. Call us at Beacon or log on to beacon.co.tt for more info today.
2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6.
Education multiplies their chances and places the world of opportunity in their hands. No matter where they are in the world, make sure they are prepared for their journey back to school with Western Union. School fees, books, room and board, whatever the reason. Knowledge, independence, opportunity. Western Union, moving money for better.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Andrea. You're right on time these days. Good morning, Christelle. Hope everyone is doing a-okay. Oh, yeah, everybody got up feeling good this morning. It is day 2 of December. Yep, shout outs again to all those celebrating birthdays today. Do hope your turn around the sun will be nothing short of amazing. Do have yourselves a good day, or if you like myself, celebrating life and living, top of the morning. Hope you'll have a good one as well. Yeah, November ended with rain, started December with rain and been getting a bit of that. So I'm not complaining, nice and cool, yeah? It's the best feeling in the world, hearing the sound of the rain on your rooftop. Good morning, Saucy Bane. Good morning, Lady. How's London? Good morning, Rita, Tamasha, Nakisha, Allen. Good morning, Marian. Good morning, Christelle. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing just fine. Anyways, good morning, Rita. We have a very, very interesting conversation coming up, and we're gonna give the men the floor this morning because I realize they wanna talk these days. So. London is freezing. Oh wow. Well, we want to give them the floor this morning. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on this rock that every day it's never a dull moment. I'm telling you. Sometimes you just gotta back away slowly. And I'm backing away slowly. Eddie's back with us this morning, and I hope you don't have any issues. You have your right phone. You hear me, Eddie?
Yes, I have.
Make sure you're hearing me.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Great.
You hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Okay.
Good morning, Biggerford. How you doing? Good morning, Jill. So we have an interesting topic for y'all this morning. I gave Eddie 2, one of which was about what do men want from women? Be specific. I'm gonna give y'all the floor this morning. You can help Eddie along. You can call in 440-9595, or you can send me a voice note. Same number, 440-9595. The $1 million question: what do men want from women? And as a follow-up, you have another part which says, do men think it's their responsibility? Because Eddie's big on responsibility. He loves coming in the room and throwing this women need to accept responsibility word around. So this morning we're asking, do men think it's their responsibility to inform a woman they're dating that they're dating and having sex with other women? Do you think it's their responsibility to do that? It's a two-part question. Good morning, Eddie. Welcome back to the room.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to your listeners, and happy to be back in the ladies' room. And the line is done.
You've been
I
holding your
must, I
own
must
for
say, I must say that the den has become friendly as time has gone along.
I think you may be one of the couple men that understand women and how to soothe. Maybe along the way you picked up some trick of the trade and you understand, or you've just decided, you know what? Let me just tell it as it is. Jaiga was here the other day and he dropped a couple gems himself. And, he says sometimes you just got to say it as it is. It may not be popular, it may not be what she wants
That's
to
the
hear.
best way. That's the
But you
best way.
just say it as it is. Say it like you mean it. That's what it is. That's what it is. Stop pussyfooting around it. Stop beating around the bush. Just say it as it is. So Eddie has been coming along and saying it as it is. I mean, as much as it's a lioness den around here, when we're not in the right, we sort of just back away and all right, take the floor.
Yeah, that's refreshing because you have some people, people say like they're wrong and they're strong at it too.
Women are known to be that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you put up a fight, but
yeah,
sometimes you gotta know when to just walk away.
yeah,
As I said, the song "The Gambler," know when to hold, know when to fold,
yeah.
and know when to walk away.
Of
I think
course.
it's something we would all do well to learn. Know when to walk away, know when to run. You don't need to fight for everything.
Yeah,
So,
man. The objective we're supposed to be working towards the same outcome. So that's my position. So, Aruna, you and your questions, boy. What do
come on,
men
Bob.
want from women?
What do
Well, I
men want from women?
well, I would have to give my perspective on that because I don't want to proclaim to be speaking on behalf of all men,
Hmm.
right? But I would think, as with everything else, the first thing that attracts a man to a woman is physical, right?
Hmm.
A nice face, nice posterior, nice, the other thing sometimes you pick up along the way, people don't just fall in love with a woman's brain or intellect. We don't do that. That's not us. Yeah. Um, but in terms of substance, I think generally men want what is most important to me is cooperation. Cooperation, support. When I say cooperation, um, throughout our relationship, everything should not have to be a battle, right? Support in the context of just like how you expect me to support you, you should support my dreams as well. As the old saying goes, behind every successful man, there is a strong woman, right? And there are times that sometimes instead of a woman play part of a supporting cast, they're more of a hindrance. You understand? Because they don't see the bigger picture. So that's important to me. Support, um, because if you don't have that, you know, nothing else matters. The other things is just niceties. There's a physical part of it, as I say. And if we are to go into the physical thing, that goes with a relationship. So I really wouldn't focus much on that. But I think I think that's the two most important things for me.
Oh, hold on. They're saying that I'm. Is it better now? I'm hearing that
Oh, the song, the problem with the song.
um. Elena, is it good now? You were saying we're breaking up a minute ago. Um, but you're the only one saying its connection is weak, so I probably think it's on um on your end. Okay, so we have Andrea is saying is behind or beside every man. Not sure I heard correctly. So she wants to be sure what it is exactly. Is it behind or beside?
Well, I would say, well, what does that matter whether it's behind or beside, though?
It matters.
Yeah, but if you're behind, that means you could be that driving force helping to push the man. If you're on the side, that means you could be that person that is walking in arm and walking along with him. So either ways, it is positive. You
Hmm.
see, so you see, too often people pay attention to semantics and pay attention to the, as we say, the majoring in minors. You understand? Because we always want to make the the words into something that it's not. You understand?
But
Besides or
you have to,
behind, either ways.
but the thing is, we still have to be careful with our choice of words because to you,
Yeah,
while
yeah, clearly.
beside or behind does not matter to you. There are some who take it literally when they say behind. It's like behind, behind. I'm leader, you follow.
Yeah.
There's no pushing, just like I'm head honcho, I'm King Jaffa, whatever. When I speak, don't speak. There are some who look at it from that angle, from the behind angle. You
Well,
might be more open-minded, so to you it doesn't matter either way, behind or alongside. Your whole thing is support and encouragement and all of that. But there are others who don't, so I guess it depends on who's saying it, and their take on leadership and what have you. It matters. She says words of position do matter. Semantics is what I studied. Some cultures no.
yeah, well, at the end of the day, right? As I said, in the context in which I am speaking, and I always prescribe to leadership. A good leader knows that he can't do anything without his supporting cast, right? So even if I prescribe to leadership in that, for instance, in terms of a family structure, right, that the man should lead his family, lead the household, whatever the case may be, right? All good leaders always seek proper counsel from their partners, from the people that they're working along with, right? And that is why it's important to you as both men and women when we picking our partners, right? We have to look for those traits. So you know that's a whole topic again. I wanna try for us not to get sidetracked, but it comes back to you got to make the right choices. So if you make the right choices, those semantics would not matter. You understand?
We come back to the choices one again, but hold on. um Salami says sometimes in front, sometimes beside, and sometimes behind. I guess depending on the situation, what
Wow.
warrants your position. So it could be front, it could be she could be in front leading, she could be behind, and she could be beside. Depends on the situation at hand. I could agree with that, but
What do you
there's
mean in front leading? I don't want, I'm trying to understand
there
that.
are situations where women lead, like for example, the home, right? Decision making, like you said some time ago. For example, if this Christmas she decides, you know what, I need the house to be painted in gray. We had it yellow last year, but decided she makes a decision. She leads on the things around the home,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
decisions surrounding that, or she probably leads in terms of how finances are distributed or what it's spent on. She's probably better at handling finances than the man is more responsible than he is. So there are certain leadership positions that you take, certain roles. That's why I'm
yeah,
saying I don't like this. He is leader or she's leader. My thing is, wherever you're good at, you take care of it. I might
yeah.
be better at the finances than you are, so I control it. Or you might be better at finances than I am, you control it. I might be better at taking care of the home. I might be a better cook, so I handle it. You might be a better this attack and label putting labels. We're in about to go into 2022. Why are we still attaching specific roles to people?
But
You do
but
what
I only asked the question what they mean by it because you
Mhm.
your question was posed right as a man what I look for in a
What do
woman,
do
right?
you want
And
from
I
women?
gave a male perspective, but
Mhm.
it would be remiss of me if I did not observe that the persons that are commenting, you see they're taking they might be taking issue or not with my choice of words, right? But I'm given from a male perspective. I was not answering a question about who is leading. You understand? So people have to understand when I am answering a question, don't take it out of context, right? This is not about who is leading the relationship. This is speaking directly to how I what I see, what I look for in a woman, and I just make reference to the fact that Leadership isn't when you're whatever you're aspiring to. It's good to have somebody to be able to push you or to walk alongside you, however you want to put it. Right? That is a topic for another day. But so be. You know.
It works for you.
Yeah.
Sheena says it's happy to hear a man admit they like physical. Don't lie for women and make them feel that that part doesn't matter.
Yeah.
To me, it is the most one of the things that what are you when you first see a woman, you don't see her brain, you haven't spoken one word to her, you don't know her intelligence capabilities, you don't know how deep she is or not, you just see the person and first thing you
Hmm.
do is wow, it's a nice lady,
Of
probably never
course.
heard her
Of
speak
course.
before, so you're attracted to what you see. Probably has
Yeah.
nice hair, nice figure, nice smile, nice, whatever the
Yeah.
aesthetics you're looking
We
at.
want
So
we won't equip like animals with pheromones and whatever it is to sniff things out. So we have to rely on our visuals to that's the best indication for us if it's something that we like or whether we don't like it. Right? Most of the time to see people say, okay, I am attracted to this person because of their intellect, it's because they have spent a substantial amount of time around somebody, maybe in an office setting, right? And they may have grown to know the person and yeah, people could build attractions like that, but most of the time it's physical. And anybody tell you otherwise, I don't know. They're not from this planet.
I'm attracted to her brain.
Good luck with that.
um
Yeah.
Something you were
As a
saying.
matter, as a matter of fact, if that brain might be thinking too much one time to deal with things in the bedroom, So yeah, they careful.
Joe says, only thing I require from my lady is support. That's what I look for.
Yeah.
Honesty and love. Within these things, you would find communication, team building, and great sexual and loving chemistry. It is that easy for us. And like, listen, we ain't doing the comparisons. We're asking what y'all want.
Mhm.
What do men really want from women? And it doesn't just mean, on the physical part of things. We're talking about everything in every area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Sammy says, throw away the emotional baggage. Don't blame the next man for that last man's mess up. Be open minded, live, laugh, love, simple things. That's what I want.
That's
Okay.
uh, yeah. But
Throw
otherwise,
away.
but that is why courtship is important, eh? Yes, you start seeing these red flags, and so if you know from the time you
Um,
start dating.
Another person says, I simply want a partner, someone I can share my life with, someone that I can grow with, someone that is going to love me genuinely. Hold on, let me see. A partner, that's what I want. Not a coworker or an employee. Someone who can follow but also take the lead. A giver, not just a taker. Take charge sometimes and not always sit back and wait. Respect even when I'm not around. That's what I want. Okay, Daryl, y'all talking this morning, boy.
Yeah.
Um,
It's funny some of these things. They're saying some of these things, because I don't know if you saw after you sent me the two questions, I sent you back a question, because that's something I really would like to know from women. I don't know if we have time to get feedback from them in the chat, but
mhm,
and it kind of speaks exactly the kind of feedback we're getting, because sometimes when you start having these conversations, women thinks, okay, because a man wants somebody to be feminine and they want them to, I don't know if they think they mean, okay, so they take submissive as a bad word, or to dominate, or to under the term, so sometimes it's good to get feedback as to what's the interpretation of a man liking a feminine woman, because I like my woman feminine. I don't want no masculine one.
I've seen a comment here that have me like, I'm not sure if to be. It says real men don't want much at all, but we do need to be understood. Men need the perfect combination of every woman that has meant anything to us in our lifetime in one woman. And then he says, good luck, ladies. We definitely need luck for that because that it sounds great in theory, but it sounds like you want the perfect woman, which is unrealistic. No one will
Yeah.
find a person that check all the boxes, or in your words, the perfect combination of every woman. That being said, good luck, sir. You're gonna need it trying to find that person because that's a very tall order.
But I
That's a
find men lists of requirements in a woman are generally a very short list in comparison to that of a woman. Eh? If you really put it, I always say we simple. We don't want much. You understand? I don't think we want much. I don't think what we ask for, just for instance, cooperation, as I said, cooperation and support. That's not a lot to ask for, right? Even things like there's other things that comes that as a man you would expect that I don't think I have to spell out, like being faithful and being, you know, these things supposed to come with a relationship once you decide to go in a committed relationship. So I don't think I have to spell these things out. But I do agree to some degree with what he's saying because once we're happy, and I know sometimes a man always looks to, especially if you go by a mother or whatever, there's one to call us mama's boy or whatever the case may be. But you always look, that's the first woman you have an interaction with. So that's the first qualities you learn from a female, right? That's how you socialize. So then that would be somewhat top of the yardstick in terms of what you define as a good woman.
Some of these comments are killing me. Brian says he wants a peace of mind. That's all. Um, Deanna says
Well,
men don't know what they want. When y'all just start a relationship is one. By the time y'all reach halfway is another. Men is a whole confused nation.
that is not true. That is not true at all. I disagree that.
Why would you disagree though? Because initially the things that attracted you to the woman, right? Halfway through the relationship, you don't like it anymore. Or
Give me an
um
example. Give me an
for
example.
example, you met me with makeup, right? You
Uh-huh.
met me wearing makeup, putting on, clothing, probably revealing sometimes. You are attracted to that. You like that. It was nice. It was all later on mean to like mean like this makeup thing. I mean like this you're showing cleavage. I ain't like you're showing legs. I ain't like but that's what you liked before. That's what attracted you. So why should I have to switch it up now because you just realized you don't like it?
Listen to me. In the animal kingdom, animals do things to attract the other sex, right? After they attract the other sex and they mate and everything, do you think they always, like, whether it's a peacock, show all his pretty feathers and everything? You think they always do that? They walk around strutting like that all of the time? That's courtship. That goes without saying. There's certain things you know, when you all ladies dress and put on your all. I'm not big on makeup. I would say that a little makeup goes a long way, right? But it have some people that over the top. I'm not one of the over the men that enjoy the over the top makeup.
When you had to enjoy it is not for you.
But who is it for?
It's just, why men think that women do things? Yes, it is part of the attraction and what have you, but let's not get it twisted. Most of the times when we do it, it's for us. And sometimes it's more
But
for
why?
other women
But,
than for men. To be
but
honest,
why? But
when
why?
a woman
What would it
compliments a
be?
woman, it
What
sometimes
would be
means
the
more.
objective of that? What's the objective of that?
The objective is because it makes you feel good and you like it.
Because you
That's
okay.
basically
So
the
so in
objective.
other words, you're saying that you do makeup or you do yourself in order to what to outdo another woman.
No, because I like it. Because it
Listen to me.
makes
Listen
me,
to me.
it makes a woman, it makes a female, it makes her, it makes you feel good.
You see, we would
A lot of
disagree.
times you hear men saying you don't like that and you don't like that. Okay, you don't like it, all right. Well, I like it.
You see, that's where we would disagree because the objective of male and female, I think I said this before, our primary function on this planet is to socialize and procreate, right?
Hmm.
Woman is was made for man, man made for woman, right? So if everything that you do, whether we may want to say, okay, yes, I want to have a nice job, I want a degree, whatever it is. All these things are just things that come along with the journey, right? Our primary function is to find a mate and procreate. We just trying to complicate things and talk about I'm doing things for me. You're doing things for me. What? You have to do what it is to find a mate so that your legacy and that your offspring can survive. So in generations to come, the Neptunes would be still around. You understand?
But hear this. And I think it's simple. And I always think that, everything is simple, but we complicated it. For
Yes, of
example,
course.
you're a man, right?
Yeah.
You don't like a woman with skimpy clothing. You don't like a woman who wears makeup. Okay. There are women who don't wear skimpy clothing and don't wear makeup. Why aren't you over there looking specifically for what you like, which is somebody who don't like the makeup, who don't like the skimpy clothing, who is more conservative, which is in keeping with your standards and your like. Why not go look specifically for that person?
Well,
Why look at somebody who is that way, and then according to old people, two twos, you flip the script and you don't like that and you don't like this, and it's too much and it's not what is not enough and blah blah blah. There's somebody for everybody. If you like a particular woman, if you like women looking a particular way, there are millions of women who don't wear skimpy clothing and who don't wear makeup at all,
okay.
or very little.
Aruna,
Why not
Let me
look
ask you this.
specifically at
Let
those?
me
And
answer
they're
this
very
question.
attractive.
Let me answer this question like this, right?
Hmm.
If you walking down the road, right,
Hmm.
and you see a man walking down the road naked,
Hmm.
everything swinging from left to right, right?
Hmm.
Wouldn't you look? Wouldn't you observe? Wouldn't you maybe critique and say, what boy, he might be mad enough, but he physically looking good? Wouldn't you look?
Yeah, it looks good, but it's not my taste. Then I just look and keep moving.
My point is, right, it all depends on what you're looking for, right?
At the turn
I
up your
may,
volume a bit. It's rain falling heavy on your side, so you kind
yeah,
of
yeah. Is there any better?
yeah. Just speak a little louder.
Yeah. So it all depends on what you're looking for, and depends on the so like if I go to a party and I see a woman in a hot outfit and she what I call it pum pum shorts or whatever it is and having a good time. Yes, in that context I may want to have a good time, and it doesn't mean that that is a woman I want to spend the rest of my life with. And there are situations where you may get to know somebody like that. And along the way, you may decide, well, there's more to this woman than just wearing skimpy clothes, right? But as a couple, if you decide to move on, you have a right as a female or as a woman to say to the man, watch now, these are my ideas. This is what I look for in a woman, right? And just
Hmm.
like the man has a right to say that to you as well, right?
Hmm.
So I don't think you should ever be a person that is rigid and hard and fast to say, well, you meet me so if you meet me I should stay like that
Well,
because
sometimes
they
they want the whole 360. They want a
no,
complete
but
change.
Rona, if that is the case, right, then your women would be guilty every single time because every man you all meet, all they just try to change.
In terms of change in what way?
Listen to me. Okay. We were talking just recently about men and okay, like men and infidelity and stuff like that. You meet a man that you know he's a whether you want to call it player or the village ram, whatever it is. You know
Hmm.
what you were going to, right? But you
Hmm.
always think that you special and you think you could change this man. Now, if you're willing to play the game
Maybe
and you
he
think
said he's gonna change, and you believe him
nah, no,
stupidly.
no, nine times out of ten, he tell you go change at all. You
Really?
hearing what you want to hear.
No,
You
I'm telling
hearing
you,
what you want to
nine
hear.
times out of 10, a man says to a woman
You go change
that I'm gonna change.
and you believe that.
That's what I'm saying. Stupidly, you believe, but hey,
Listen to me. Unless you walking around with some diamond body member, right? I want to know what it is. If a man have you meet a man, he have two, three different ladies, or whatever it is. Right? I'm saying a man will change, but he will change for the right woman.
person.
Right? So I'm not saying that a man would never change. But a lot of the times you see women trying to fix up men and trying to make them husbands or trying to make them and they just that's the same man that they see, whether we want to call them, the gangster man or the this man or the whatever it is, So women are always guilty of
So
that.
if
So
you've
I would
seen, so if you've seen a man change for the right woman, why wouldn't you believe that? Okay, I could be the person he changes for. If you've seen a man who's been a player for years, numerous women, and then suddenly you see the man going to church with Bible under his arm, and you're not hearing about him and any other woman. Everywhere you go, it's him and this woman. So
Yeah.
if you see this, why wouldn't you think that it's possible if a man says to you, I'm going to change for you and I'm willing to, make changes to my life to, to accommodate the relationship and, whatever. Why wouldn't you as a woman believe that? Because you've
Well,
seen
yeah,
it. I've
but
seen men who do
I agree. There are always exceptions to the rule, right? And if a man really, as we just said just a few minutes ago, a man would change for the right woman, right? But what I'm saying is that on the same token, and using your same argument, right?
Mhm.
So then, why would you have a problem with changing for a man if you think that that is the right man for? If the man says, "Watch now, this may have served a purpose for a time,
Mhm.
but you're at an age or a stage whereby you need to dress me conservatively, right? As we get older, we generally, as human beings, tend to get more conservative, right? There
True.
are people that, however, and I'm not going to be knocking anybody, I'm not judging anybody because everybody's their own person. But I think, in my opinion, it can have nothing look more pathetic than a
Mhm.
woman sometime in their 40s, whatever it is, and still trying to dress to compete with teenagers and young ladies in their 20s. I think there's a certain time you need to dress your age and dress age appropriately, right? If
But
you're in
to
a
people,
committed
that is
relationship.
society's dictate. That is not that is society saying how you should be. That is up to the person completely to decide, you know what? That is how I want to be. That is how I want to dress. That is how I feel. And it's nothing to do with competing. Sometimes you don't even, not even in the same category of 20-year-olds. You don't even see 20-year-olds. You don't
Okay, so
associate with them. So it's not
if
like
I was,
competition.
listen to me,
It's,
if I
it's,
was
it's,
a man that was walking with
listen,
my pants
listen,
under my butt,
age is as old as you are, feel.
yeah,
If you feel like in your 60s you still want to put on a short shorts, that's on you. I've reached a stage where I no longer look at people and say you should be this, or I think that's how you should be, or looking at you from outside my own little lenses and saying, that's the way. It's not my place to tell somebody how they should be at whatever age. If I get to 80 and I decide I still want to put on shorts and I want to put on a bustier, I'm going to put it on.
well, no. I never said there's a problem doing that. You see, you have to understand. When I speak, I always speak from the perspective of as a parent, right? I speak as a parent because I always say that as a father, I never would want to end up in the same party with my daughters. You understand? And I don't find women should want to be in the same parties with their daughters or so competing and trying to outdress them and that kind of thing. I just think that's inappropriate. You understand? And I always speak of socialization. Our children look to us for guidance, right? And whether we want to accept it or not, right? They would mimic us, they would mimic our behavior. And we always have to strive to put forward a, a positive um, road forward for your kids, right? So I'm not saying that, okay, you as an individual, right, you may decide, okay, I like short clothes, I like whatever it is, I like skin fish. And I have no problem with short clothes, right? But there's a difference between, I always say, between sexy and sleazy. Some of
Mhm.
the things I just see being worn now to me has gone past sexy. You understand? I don't know, you know, to me, I just don't see it attractive. Watch it walking down the road and watching a woman walking in she underwear alone. Basically.
There's time and place for everything. What you doing on the street with underwear alone? Time and
But
place.
but
Not on the
but
beach.
but I wonder how much time have you seen it? I'm sure you've seen it many a times. In hot sun too.
I believe in time and place. There's a
Well,
time and
yes,
place
yes.
for
If you're on the
everything.
beach, I wouldn't even take a second look because you're on the beach. Or you're going on a bikini cruise or you're going on
Time
there is
and
a
place.
time and place.
I agree
Yes.
with the time and place.
Yeah.
Sometimes I used to say that to what my son getting older and I'm not ready to retire. I might end up in the bougie parties in the next 3 years. Um,
Yeah.
Someone says I'm 40 something, but I still dress like late teens, early 20s. I'm young, fresh, and green. And I'm doing it for me, not to compete with anyone. For me. That's what I like. That's what I do. So it says men don't change for women. They change for themselves, yes. And when you check it out, they ain't change. They slow down their pace.
What does that mean?
Slow down all your pace. If you had four before, you're on two now instead of four.
If a vehicle driving at 100 miles per hour and it go to 40 miles per hour, didn't it change its speed? Stop
Even
trying
these
to stop
comparisons and they
stop
must.
stop stop. Tell us, stop trying to redefine words. Change is change. You understand? Even if he had five now and he have two, it's still change.
A little is a piece.
Take the incremental change.
Increments. So every little bit you get, be thankful for it.
At some point,
Listen,
you may be down to you may be down to you the only one.
boy. Someone says, let me see if I get two final one before we go. Someone says a teammate, that's what I want. Not a coach, someone who can lead but knows how to follow. Someone that can balance things out because we don't have it all. I want love, intimacy, independence, a partner in adventure, supportive, submissive, do you, do us, and be a major part of my peace, our peace. Someone says, I want someone who walks around in booty shorts, a sandwich head, and quietness. Wow. Okay, then. Well, that's what you want, all right? And he added a sandwich and quietness. Well, that works for you fine. Last one, someone says emotional intelligence, spiritual maturity, not afraid of being loved, loyal, and can be my support whenever I'm in need of it. Be my lady, not my drill sergeant, police, parole officer, mother, therapist, be my peace and not my headache. What's with all you want this peace, peace, peace like woman come into your life and just
Of course. Hey,
goodbye.
Arona. That's
Goodbye.
what's it.
Say it quick.
You remember I told you that's what I tell you. I really want to understand what women understand by being feminine. That is part of that same peace of mind too. Because as men, a masculine woman is always combative, is always aggressive, right? Let me put it this way to you, and maybe women might be able to understand it better this way. The way women approach men, right? If you change the gender and a man was to approach another man like that, it would cause a fight in a lot of cases. It would be violence, right? So we as men have to now try to be able not just be men and be a partner. We have to be able to I don't know, step out of yourself and say, oh gosh, what did I say, woosa? You know, just not to get to that point. Because I see, you know, much time a woman they're coming up in your face, it's like they're daring you. They're daring you to, well, hit me now. They ain't saying it, you know, but it's like hit me now and want to tell you the worst kind of things. And I say, and you know, if a man was to do that to another man, there'll be violence, right? So if women sometimes take that into consideration, right, and you know, be more considerate in the way they speak, be more feminine, you can get a point across without being always this aggressive, you know, hasty, as though it's always a fight. Everything don't always have to be a fight. Sometimes I say you have to pick your battles, and sometimes everything in some relationships, everything has to be a fight. Everything have to be a fight. So that's when you hear men talk about peace.
We'll talk
They
about
want
that.
to be able to
Next week,
just, you know,
we'll speak on that piece. Kathy, and you have a lot to say. You're gonna come back next week and add to that piece. All right.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Eddie. So we have an idea as to what you want. We'll follow up with that piece.
Yeah.
All right. So I
It's
hope your day will be peaceful and the rest of your week.
it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure speaking with you and your followers here.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it, man.
All right, take care. Enjoy the weekend.
All righty.
Yeah.
Yep. Gonna try and be your piece. Okay. Western Union, Beacon Insurance, Sweet Drink Sorrel. Thank you so much for making this possible. Eskumar Variety Store. Catch us again next week, guys, for another week of Ladies Room. We're working on it. We're working on being the piece, but can't make any promises. We'll see how 2020 looks. All right?
Ladies Room comes to you compliments of Beacon Insurance. Insurance is a promise.